Has your dream taken you to the kind of home you want to live in? With your family? Are you worried about the kind of neighborhood to bring your children up? Does the influence of society and environment matter to you and your family? Are you worried about your health, your early morning joggings, sound of the birds? Does accessibility contribute to your daily activities? If yes, Universal Properties has homes, lands on our estates, property management, and construction, just at the right spots for the most reasonable offer. Our land locations are at Sukuta, Jabang, Brikama Jamisa, Kitty Highway, Sanyang, and Gunjur, on both mortgage and cash payment.
Established far back in 2009, and we are into housing, developing, rents, sales. We are here to make housing affordable, accessible for every Gambian.
Universal Properties, property, the solution.
Hello viewers, you're watching the Youth Dialogue and I am your host, Jenna Basonko. So today, if you look at the environment, you would realize that we're about to do something different. The last time we did an outdoor program, we realized that the feedback from the public was excellent. This is exactly what you want and this is what we're going to do because you definitely enjoyed our last outdoor program. So today, we're about to go to Kafuta to meet our Youth of the Month. Yes, our Youth of the Month lives all the way in Kafuta. He has a farm. At the same time, he decided to open a library to give back to his community. Aliou Sow also lives in France and is a Gambian, so he decided to give back. So this is a clear example that we can make it in the Gambia, we can totally take a fee, and that is what we're going to prove with Aliou Sow today. So stay tuned, follow the journey. It's a whole story that we're going to tell today. Watching QTV, you're watching the Youth Dialogue, and like I mentioned in the introduction, today we're taking a look at Youth of the Month, and here we are in Kafuta, and our Youth of the Month is Aliou Sow. He's a farmer as well as running a library right here in Kafuta. I realized that since I started doing outdoor programs, the feedback from the public is excellent. Reason why we're bringing another outdoor program on the table just to satisfy your needs. That's what we're here for. So to know all about this story, do stay tuned. Follow us to know. Hey Aliou, nice to meet you finally.
Jay, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Welcome.
Thank
how
you
are
so
you?
much. Fine,
Good.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So I could see that you guys get to suffer under this hot sun.
Kind of.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of shade here.
Because this is why we have those small tents.
Okay, those small tents. Okay.
Yes.
So does this mean that for the watermelons to be okay, they need a lot of sunlight?
More like, I think all crops need sunlight to grow, but watermelon doesn't require enough, like more rain to grow. Yeah.
Okay.
So most
this
of them,
is its right time.
Yeah, because now it's getting so foggy, so it's good. That's what it needs.
That's what it needs.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So basically, you know, congratulations.
Thank
You're
you.
a Youth of the Month for this month.
Thank you.
So I think it's so important to have somebody like you, because most of the time farming is not something that a lot of young people
People
like
get
to
into.
venture into.
Exactly.
So to me, I think it's really good that you're doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we're going to have an amazing discussion in relation to what you do.
Welcome. We all said, man.
Yeah.
Waiting for that.
Okay. So basically, I guess you're going to also take us through
Yeah.
your childhood and the motivation that you got to actually start this, because like I mentioned, this is not something that a lot of young people do. So where did the motivation come from?
Growing up in the rural areas, like you don't have a choice because every family like is into subsistence farming, like growing like what you eat. That is where I started. My mom then operating vegetable gardens. My dad too will do this annual farming activity. So growing up, we will be going to the farms like every morning during the summer. You know, in learning how to farm, weed the crops, sowing and things like that. So this is where the motivation came from, and then growing up, reading about stuff and then traveling around the world, seeing how agriculture is changing the world and has already changed a lot of countries. So it has always been a motivation for me to venture in it. So this year I actually had to create time to venture into it.
To do this.
And maybe some credit to COVID because I travel a lot. And this year I haven't traveled
You
much.
haven't traveled?
Yeah, so
People say that there's some advantage to COVID-19, and this is
kind of,
one anyway.
Kind of, yeah, because like I've been traveling like every month I'll be traveling, but when the COVID just started and then, you know, I haven't traveled like for a year for the first time in more than...
A whole year?
Yeah, for the first time in 10 years I haven't
Okay.
traveled, yeah.
Okay, so what do you do when you travel? What are these travels based on?
Yeah, mostly it's work and business. Like I work with the Give One project that I'm managing in the Gambia. So most of the time we'll be traveling on meetings and some other personal businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what the travels are based on. Next time you're going, you're taking me with you
No
anyway.
worry, next time.
You're going to take me with you next time.
Sure.
Yeah, so I also realized that you have a French background. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I lived in France for about 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, like for the past 5 years, I've been visiting the Gambia a lot, yeah. So I still go to France. It's my second home.
It's your second home?
Second home.
So are you a citizen there?
I'm not a citizen yet, but I've been a legal resident for
Okay, you've been a legal resident for 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so in France, is there any motivation that you take from there when it comes to this?
Of course. Like,
Tell
you
us
know,
about
France is one of the leading agriculture producing country in Europe. So like I travel a lot across France. I visit a lot of farms and I see how important like agriculture is to that country and how it is just changed, how it has changed that country. Because if anything, the COVID has taught us a lesson is how we should be food self-sufficient, because at some point like no one was going out working and anything. Imagine where we get our foods from. They're not working. There's no production going on. So they would not have enough to export to other countries like the Gambia and some other countries in Africa. So we have to be food self-sufficient in order to move our country, because if there is no food security, there would be no security in the country. Imagine like how the pandemic just came, disrupted everything. God forbid this continues for 2 years. What would happen if those countries are not producing, because there is a total lockdown? They will not have enough, and then this could create a food crisis in the country beyond whatever one can imagine.
You talked about food self-sufficiency, you know, and these are some things that these are theories. These are things that we sing. You know, I can remember when I was going to primary school, we used to write songs and stuff on food self-sufficiency that we used to dream of for Gambia. So basically, as a person doing this, you know, you are now au fait with the whole process, bookkeeping and all of those things. So talk to us about how you think we could reach there as a country, as a young person. I know this is small scale, but I know you have tips, you have ideas.
Yeah, kind of like this is just one of them. I grow a vegetable garden in the village. That is the other Munyini farms that we are, because this watermelon is mostly seasonal. But agriculture is expensive. So, you know, but in the Gambia, I always do this comparison. Like when I travel to the West, I would say where I come from is the poor people that are into agriculture. In the West is the rich people that are into agriculture. This is why everyone in the Gambia is a subsistence farmer. We do not grow enough to export or maybe even feed the entire country. We grow what we eat on a small scale. Maybe when we have little excess, that is what we sell to make money to supplement for some other stuff. So the Gambia can have attain food self-sufficiency, but we need to have like serious policies. The government need to be serious about this, like it's beyond Caravan hotel workshops and things like that. They need to engage the real people doing the real work and being honest about everything when these projects come to Gambia, and then the value addition too should be there. Just look at this watermelon farm. We would have to sell it maybe sometimes at a cheaper price so that we can avoid losses and stuff. Imagine we have like a watermelon processing factory in the Gambia. We would eat healthy, drink healthy, and this will still create employment. Like direct employment, you cannot even imagine the numbers. The indirect employment too, the same thing. Like my small banana plantation that I have at home. Like when I sell this banana to the vendors that sell at Mandinaba and other places, they come, they get it from me for a cheap price, and then they're selling, they're making profit. This is what these women use to feed their families, pay for their medical bills, pay for their kids' school fees and stuff. So when we're serious about investment in agriculture, helping young people venture into this and putting the value addition, like factories and all the things related to it, good road networks and things, Gambia would produce enough because we have vast land, arable land that we can actually grow. All that we need is water and maybe fencing, storage facilities, transportation networks. This would change Gambia. We will grow enough, eat enough, and even export that will bring cash, foreign currency to the country, which we can use for other stuff.
I think it's absolutely needed, and these are very good tips. As a country, like you said, most of the farmers are subsistence farmers, and the concept needs to change. There's a concept in relation to farmers being rich or poor. Concept bobu simandal dafa wara gina.
Exactly.
Dafa ñaaw sax. Because you know, in as much as ñun ñu jël lolu attach ko to it, da nga gis kuy wara study agriculture ci university bi sañu ko discourage.
Exactly.
Why study agriculture? Because you are educated, you've been to school, you sat in a class. This is not something that you need to do. If would you have studied agriculture if you had the chance? You know?
Back days there was like maybe like you said there will be a lot of stereotypes about it, but like now I'm seeing it's changing. It's changing a little bit because I'm seeing a lot of young people venturing into agriculture in the country, and like every day, this is where I live. I see people going with water tanks, so that could show you people at least they're trying to venture into agriculture. You have a lot of young farmers, people that you wouldn't expect because of the stereotype would be involved in agriculture, now are doing agriculture. Like me, people will tell me, why would you be doing these things of all the things that you're doing and then traveling around the world? That's fun, but I know like this is sustainable. Farming is sustainable. Exactly, and then the fact that you work with a lot of people who benefits directly from those farms, it's like it's amazing. And then hopefully some days, you know, Gambia can change for the better. Like if I had the opportunity to start it yesterday, I would, but unfortunately I didn't.
But
still, now I'm learning through the process.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay, probably we could take a walk.
There are people that I work with because you know, like most of these things, you don't have the time or maybe to be there 100%. There are people that you work with. It's more like partnership. Like
okay.
That you
and
do.
who are these people?
Yeah, the guy is there.
Okay.
Yeah, so he works here because they're here like every day. So because sometimes they could do this thing better. That is, if you have they have the support and the means to do it. So hopefully some days Gambia would be better off. But we have to be serious with investment in agriculture.
It's
because
important.
everything that we eat in Gambia, we literally import it. Like everything. Even vegetable, we get it from Senegal. Sometimes you go to the hotels or maybe a restaurant, they will tell you, oh, this is expensive. Why? Because, you know, the bell pepper, you get it from Senegal. So when people get the opportunity to be here and have those facilities and means to grow, we will be food self-sufficient, and
it's possible.
We will export
stuff. We've been singing this for so long. I can remember during primary school, there's this song that we had actually on food self-sufficiency, singing it, politicians using it as a means of politicking, you know, to get political gains and not to actually implement it. I think we should pass that era now and actually work on its implementation. So it's quite important.
If you look around, let's say in the rural areas, like during the rainy season, do the normal farming because they rely on the rain. But during the dry season now, most of us are on the seedlings production to start this vegetable gardening. So women will come to our farm to buy seedlings. Some we will give them through our cooperative initiatives that we have. We have a microfinance scheme where we give them fertilizer and seeds. So now they're growing that in mass. So imagine like they have the support needed from the government by giving them seeds, fertilizer, fencing material, and of course water.
That's amazing.
Like this would just be so amazing because it will start with their families. They will change the lives of their families.
It's a chain actually.
Their networks, their families, their neighbors. So, and then there'll be stability in the country. And when people eat good, healthy food, because we don't know most of the foods that we eat, how they're being processed and the time that it takes to come here. Most of them are not even healthy. But if we're able to eat what we grow freshly, this it's going to improve a whole lot of stuff.
I saw the food quality already the last time. You know, confiscated this particular drink or something.
Exactly.
You know, some of these things, at least if you know it's made in Gambia, it's your own country. But hanga man luma jaha. Gambia fi. Luñ fi defare buguñ ko.
No, but the trend is changing. For instance, with
canned stuff.
Canned stuff. But like maybe lolu tam mun nañ ci liggéey to be able to improve that. Maybe with time, we need to sensitize people, put it to them. And then, because right now, if I go to these restaurants, what I ask for is fresh juice. But they don't even have it in stock.
Sometimes?
Yeah, they will bring you this canned stuff. Even whereas there's watermelon, exactly. Whereas there's watermelon are in abundance, they will still tell you, we don't have, because people struggle to store some of these things, to process it, to add the value addition that I'm talking about.
So any plans for you to do that? Because sometimes you have this farm and you're saying, this is a problem, this is a problem. So what are you working on to change that?
Now,
because you need a ferry, this is so big.
So now we're growing this to sell it. This year we did like this huge farm. The plan is we're looking into some of those things, trying to reach out to farmers to tell them. Sometimes what some of them will tell you is, we don't have enough supply in the country to be able to do that. So, but you don't have enough supply. How do you get enough supply? Because the problem people have is like when they grow this thing, they cannot sell it, and then most of these things they're perishable stuff. So you have a whole farm that you grow, you wouldn't make anything out of it because of the weather condition. You harvest them, you cannot sell them on time. Market is a problem, it's saturated. So all these are things that, with conversations are going on, and then hopefully things can shift to that. And then when our governments help us to be, and the partners to help save this, the private sector, of course, too, should also look into this.
It's not
have like a processing plant in the Gambia. When we have a processing plant in the Gambia, let's say process watermelon and some of these fruits that we grow in the country, oranges and stuff, this will encourage a lot of people because they'll know it will create employment for them. And then the stuffs that they'll be growing, there will be market for them, automatic market for them. So they won't be discouraged. A lot of people venture into farming, but the problem is at some point, it's like farming is expensive. So if you don't have the gains that you invested in it, you end up, you get discouraged. A lot of people came back from the diaspora, want to venture into farming, but there are a lot of restriction things that are affecting them. And sometimes they'll be into most of these things. They will not make money, and then they will, it requires patient investment to be able to take it to the next level. And then, like I said, I come back to our authorities, the private sector, everyone talking about agriculture, to be serious in agriculture. Just the few months that I spent here to a year, the little that I've invested into agriculture, I know some of the things that went right, what went wrong, and then I can always improve on this. And in the process, I'm also encouraging a lot of young people to look into this, come home, because I get this inspiration from my big brother and mentor, who, of all the things that he has in America, came back to Senegal and is investing into agriculture seriously. That's Mr. Chon Yang, and he's doing amazingly well. And he serves as the daily inspiration, telling me, sometimes agriculture you think you're losing, but when the passion is there, you work hard, return will come.
So which means when it comes to agriculture, passion is key, right?
It's number one.
It's number one.
Because you can do an investment of 50,000 or 100,000 or even $1 million, and everything just goes south. You lose everything. But if the passion is not there, you will say, no, I'm not going to do this. And then another thing is, it needs investment. Like I joke about this, that agriculture is not for the poor. this is why all the people in the Gambia are into subsistence farming.
Yeah.
They cannot grow enough to
They
eat
can't
and to even
sustain it.
sustain.
The
So,
money's not there.
exactly.
Okay, so normally when we have Youth of the Month, we also get to meet people that you're working with. You know, just to know what they think about you, just to know if you're a hard-working person or not. so let's go and fairly listen to some of the comments. But kii mom dafa ñëw pour teral ñu. So basically, he's saying that we have to taste the melon before we get to have a conversation. So I guess he spotted one already.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how you guys do it. Because I can see him.
Because he's trying to get us the best one.
Okay.
Because
it's this
he's
one.
an expert in.
He's an expert. So
in
this is
melon
how
production.
you. So when you do this, how do you know?
You will know.
You have a different sound.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. You have a different sound. You will know that this is okay.
But you have to be used to it.
You have to be used to it. So when you do this, you
would be able to know.
If you hit it, it's come up to the downside.
Yeah.
Okay, but when it's not right,
yeah.
When you knock it, it will stay inside.
Okay.
It will not echo.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Wow, this is a huge one.
This is about 10 kilos.
Okay. This is a huge one. Yeah. Okay.
And
so
we have bigger ones.
You have bigger ones?
So.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go have a taste of this.
This one.
Okay, I'll give it to you, Ali. Let's go have a taste of this then. Yeah. This is huge.
You don't see that one?
Yeah, that one is big too.
So, like you will struggle to work with this for long.
Yeah, because it's so heavy.
So
how do you do the harvesting then with how heavy this is?
So what happens is like, you will mostly sell it in wholesale.
Yes.
So you'll discuss with a buyer who will come with a truck.
Okay.
We already harvested about 2 trucks at the other side of the farm.
Yeah.
So we're expecting about up to 4 trucks
to just come and take it.
Everything.
Okay.
Because it's easy. We don't have storage facilities. The market will be saturated at some point. So you have to have strategy.
Strategy.
Like when you sell it wholesale, you make your money and then you reinvest it into something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go have a taste of this melon. Looks good.
Yeah, and I hope it tastes good too.
It tastes good, yeah. So viewers, after eating a lot of watermelon, and that was a really good watermelon, trust me, my team decided just to throw their cameras away and just concentrate on the watermelon. That is exactly what they did. It was a really, really good one. Thank you so much, Aliu. So basically, like I mentioned, when we have our Youth of the Month, we get to have conversations with the people that we work with to understand how they work, some of the things that they've achieved so far, because sometimes they cannot tell us enough, but the people they work with can tell us a lot. So basically, thank you so much. You're the farm manager for Aliu, and I think it's so important to have you here because you would get to talk to us about how Aliu works. So talk to us. How did you get to meet Aliu? I know you are related, and how did you also see his work? How do you see his work?
I mean, Aliu ndomalom because ni ajube na uluoto ametale binteng kununnom Aliu keta moltimi yalon ko mo kendolom because kabirinte ning Aliu e nyolong safo fayda to Aliu awulu tambulo le kono okay ala brother nata ala kumo nyim fanye because hana intra gadi noto because gadi no do be silo kanu na gadi do na intra je wata safo nyin ko to ma he bijane bari ngaje ko molo mi yalon ko okay ay hamo soto anda lefta doku la because na doku je mi yalon ko doku kendolom akanyi hamo soto pura ka yiruwandi so o mo sifa dal o mo leti mi yalon ko ani mo nyanta corporate lal because yalon doku kana di itero la di doku tero la because Gambia jani aje okay doku jama bije nke fail mune ka sabu nke doku din tero la mbuka doku di doku tero la because doku ni adi a tero la doku jin kata normal ba ni doku di tero la doku bukata normal ha okay ni aliwla dungo keta nyobul wolto okay nyinang kabri nga clearing ke already so nada fay ko ndoma te de nga dula clear le de over 2 hectares so lafka nga saro doku akonye ko to ma no problem akonye okanya akonye no problem akonye hani lafta soma fa nga start yajen okay so ndunta farming kono wala nyama so I track it to o somo I track it to your call another I blind invest survey another charge akonye no problem akonye ko mbajo so financial ni atelebe woto so man level so ntelebe family yajele so na doko ni nga starten but doko ni akole atale
abaraka bake so viewers, we will take a short break and then we will continue the conversation with Aliu. Like I mentioned in the introduction, Aliu also has a library, so we'll get to visit that library. We have other people there as well that we're going to talk to in relation to how Aliu's work is impacting their lives. So the conversation will continue. This program is sponsored by Universal Properties. Thank you so much, Universal Properties. We will take a short break, and when we come back, the conversation continues. Change of plan. We decided that we were going to go to the library straight, but we had a change of plan because we realized that Aliu also has another farm, a vegetable farm.
Garden, yeah.
Yes, so that is why we just decided to pass by here just to take a look at the place, and I think it's really good.
Yeah. So we're hoping to harvest
this.
This
is cassava.
Yeah.
So this is how tall cassava is?
Yeah.
I thought cassava is short.
No, because that's the beginning. So
that's the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you can see it's setting off the leaves, so it's almost ripe.
Yeah.
Ready for harvest. You can see.
Amazing. So it's ready for harvest right now.
Almost, yeah.
This is how you know it.
You see.
Ooh, that's the cassava right there.
Yeah.
Bide kotoga
so
ebe
dina
dina
so ko budde dina mona fess siwo.
Dina fess.
Siwo.
Bini dafa fess siwo.
Siwo, yeah.
Lolu mutna ebe way?
More.
More. Okay.
Just depending on.
That's for Mariama Sise actually, because she's the ebe expert basically. So I saw some water there, and I saw that you guys
fill the reservoirs because Nawak is not reliable, so we have our own borehole.
You have your own borehole?
So when there is light.
Okay. So which means water is a problem?
So you see this is a nursery that we're putting here.
Here?
Yeah. Pepper and tomato.
Okay. So which means water is a constraint?
Problem, yeah. Okay. So we have our own borehole system, but we rely on Nawak to fill the tanks.
Okay. That is this?
So no, the main tank is there, but these are the reservoirs.
Okay, these are.
Yeah,
so you just get to use this then?
Yes.
And feel it?
Yeah, you can just experiment one, feel one.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay, like that.
Yeah.
And that.
Like this is water here.
Okay. Having this reservoir is way easier here. It's a good method.
Because we don't have the proper irrigation facility.
Proper irrigation, yeah.
So
like using pipes and stuff.
We have to improvise. So imagine we're having like drip irrigation or these other forms of irrigation.
There's one that sprinkles.
The sprinklers, yeah.
Yeah, it just sprinkles everywhere. I think that's way easier.
Yeah. But that one to depend on what you will be growing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay. So finally, I've been talking about the library.
Yeah.
So finally, let's go check out what is there, and we will basically talk to some of the people working there and the impact that the library is having in the community.
For the community.
So So finally, let's go take a look at that. There will be no change of planning. Beginning of this program, I've been talking about the library for 100 times. So finally we're here, and I'm so excited that Aliu is also able to do this. Apart from venturing into agriculture, he also decided to open a community library, and as you can see, different kids here reading different books. Archiving is done here. He was just showing me newspapers that have been archived, you know, and most university students work on their research, and university students here could simply come here without having to travel all the way to the National Library in Banjul. So it is important that libraries in the Gambia are decentralized. It is very important, and that is exactly what we have right here in Kafuta. So Ali, we are both tired because we're from the farm. It has been really tiring, but worth it. You know. But so talk to us about the library as well. Where did the motivation come from? Because I know that 85% of the building and some of the materials are from you. You told me that. Yeah. But how did that motivation come?
Yeah, this is my favorite project. Of all the things that I'm doing, I am most passionate about is the community library, because I believe this is what is going to change this community. Like we started it about sometime 6 years ago with my good friend Dr. Suleiman Jai. And members of the community, some of my friends in the community, like Lamin Sonko, Hatab Hydra, Sadibu Bojang. We started this project to give our young people a safe space to explore themselves, like bring in learning materials where they can come and read books that they would not have at school, or even beyond, you know, because they spend little time at school, that is from 9 to 2 at most, and then the rest of the day, what are they doing? Playing football and doing other stuff. So when we create this space where they can come and research, even university students, we have books. You've seen the newspapers that we received from from a very good uncle of ours who has been archiving this, and then his family donated it to the library. And then, like I mentioned, friends like Dr. Sol Njai have been helping immensely towards the development of this library, and some organizations like Joy who also helped when we were rebuilding this beyond our personal packets that we were donating to this initiative. We reach out to friends who chip in here and there to help us move this library forward. We haven't even officially opened it yet because we've been using another old complex now. We moved to this place, but the demand is just so high that because of the COVID, most of the kids were staying, all the kids were staying at home, and in the rural areas they don't have access to distance learning and stuff. So when we just completing the renovation of this space, when we put the books in, the kids started coming even without calling them in. So we had to adjust with time. And then now they're here, they're doing extra tutorials. We have volunteers from the senior school who are coming here to teach the kids to catch up on some of the lost hours during the COVID period. And then, we're trying to intensify that, especially focusing on also the examination classes so they can do well. And beyond that, this place is an information center for young people. Even those that are not within the school systems here can always come in to do their research. And then we have leadership programs that we organize here. We have mentorship programs too that we organize here during weekends, to teach these kids about honesty, leadership, and some of the things that we lack in Africa. So we believe we can build the next generation of leaders through these community spaces. And the plan is to expand this project to other communities in the country.
And you were also telling me how you intend to even expand here, to expand here to make it sort of a youth community center. Which is good. So are you reaching out to donors out there?
Yeah, it's difficult, but we're trying, because one of the things that I believe in is like sometimes it's not about the money, just get the passion. When the passion is there, you can definitely do a lot of stuff. So we're opening our doors to people who want to help, who believe in this idea, that they want to help develop children in our communities and beyond to support. So hopefully before you come here another time, this place will be bigger, and then the results would be amazing. Right now, we've been registering a lot of successes since we started with the library at the first center we were using. All the kids that were attending it are doing amazing things now.
That is
in
what
high
we call
school,
impact.
exactly. It's really impacting their education, and then we believe like in the long run, this will change our communities, because when the kids work hard, get good grades, become responsible leaders, this will translate back to the society, because they will help their families, they will help the community, they will help the country. So this is what we are doing here, building the next generation of leaders by providing them those access to information.
Anyway, I just
and
hope
material.
that you sustain this, because most of the time I say this and I stress it on Youth Dialogue. We have young people have brilliant ideas and try to just implement a lot of projects or ideas that they have, why next minute you realize that the thing is not working anymore. I think that has to stop. So I don't know what plans you are putting in place to make sure that the sustainability is there, because you're gonna go and take care of other stuff. I know in very, very soon. I know.
One of the secrets to the successes of the things that I've been doing is participatory approach. Like we involve the community. Sometimes, you can have an idea of a good road network you want to bring for the community, but maybe the road is good, but the community has a different priority, like a scale of preference. So if you don't involve them in the planning of what they actually need, you will just come and bring them a white elephant project, and at the end of the day it will not be sustainable, because the community, that is not their need. This is where I come from. This is my community. These are the people that I know the problem in this community. But notwithstanding, I still involve people here that are doing good stuff that I can collaborate with to make things happen. So with a participatory approach, the community owns this project. People like work for free even there is no money, because at the end of the day, it's the impact that they're looking at. And of all the organizations that I've been involved with, Your Change for a Change as a co-founder, Give One Project Gambia that we brought here, they're all sustainable. Like, for this library has been existing, like I told you, for about 6 years. It is still going. Like, if we have challenges, we improvise, look at what ways to work, and then push it forward. And then I believe the community, even when we're not here, the standards that we put in place, the demand is there, the kids will come, and then there'll be volunteers, and this library will be sustainable. And hopefully we can expand it. We have partnership with Million Books for Gambia through Books for Africa initiative, that we have donated thousands of books to schools across this country. We still have books that we're giving out to all these schools. Like each child should have like a package. And we're doing that. Like we're working with the senior school here. We've initiated a science program for them this year. And we're sponsoring all those kids through the library.
Amazing.
Or like we're giving them 100% scholarship buying their uniforms and all the other learning materials that they need. From here, we're working on getting them a science lab. So now we're trying to put the funds together, like to make it happen, because the brightest students here most of the time would want to study science, and they'll have to move to the urban areas to go and study science, because the school was not offering. Which I think
is not a good idea.
So
the
now,
issue of having bright students.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because no, I understand. But that's the perception that most of them.
So what are you doing for perception?
So what we are doing is right now we're getting them a science program here at the school, and then to make the other fields too lucrative, getting them uniforms, materials that they need, and then doing an assessment of what we think would be best for them, discussing with their parents and what the kids want to do, just to give them that informed choices of all the programs.
So you guys have like one-on-one
we have a mentorship program. Like we link them with mentors, people that are lawyers, that are not into the medical field or the other science programs. Like give them a diverse option of professions that they can actually learn from. And then another thing that we do is like we get people from this community doing amazing stuff outside. We ask them to come back. When they're here during weekends, they come and talk to these kids, because these are their brothers, their nieces and nephews, and kids like raise one family. So because the story is always amazing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're from Kafuta, they don't know about you, but you've traveled to the west, or maybe you're in the urban areas doing amazing stuff. You share your story to them, like maybe things that you were doing yesterday, that is what they're going through right now.
Exactly.
And you don't know how impactful that is going to be. Like,
Quite
it's
impactful.
just amazing. And then we're
Amazing.
trying to get everyone in the community be involved in this project. And then so far so good. It's been going
well.
in our way, sometimes tough, but you know, we keep pushing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Impact is so important, and mentorship, Aliu, is so important. Just few days back, I received a message from a young person. Obviously, I receive a lot of messages from young people appreciating youth dialogue, but this particular message that I received really touched my heart. And the reason it did is because this particular young person decided to get a job because of youth dialogue, because of inspiration that she received from this particular program, because this is an area where a lot of people frown at, the area that she wanted to venture into, a lot of people frown at as a woman. So with the conversation that I had with Jama Jack, she was actually motivated to go for this without any fear. So I think mentorship is very, very important. Like you're saying, getting to mentor these young people, considering the fact that you're from Kafuta and you're able to do so well, and they're here, they can do well as well. So I think really it's not a bad idea that we have Aliu Sow as our Youth of the Month, because honestly, with this entire time that I've spent with you, I've realized that the choice was very, very excellent. So basically, we're just going to also talk to another person that works here in the library in relation to your work and all of that. So from there, we'll just get to wrap it up. I don't want this to wrap up anyway, because it has been an amazing journey for me. But Aliu, give your final words to our viewers out there in relation, give just any message to young people out there in relation to their movement, in relation to their development.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate this time that you spend with us, you know, trying in learning what we do to share it with the world. My advice to young people would be, we have to work hard. Success doesn't happen overnight, and then there are no shortcuts to success. You really have to work hard, put in the work, and then results would come. And always look for solutions. Whatever that you're doing, sometimes, you know, we're too much in a haste that we want to achieve everything at the same time. But you know, there are problems around. If you want to do something, look for problems. Like you get solutions to them. When you find solutions to those problems, it will bring a whole lot of stuff for you. And then you work on your network, like something that I benefit from a lot. That as human beings, like my mentor would always tell me, John, Aliu, your network is your net worth. Most of the things that you can get sometimes is through people who would help you, but you have to put in the work there. You have to believe in the grind. You put in so much work and discipline. And sometimes when we talk about discipline, people just focus on the insults and other stuff. But discipline comes with a whole lot of stuff. How you comport yourself at work, what you do, how you get to work, like being honest to yourself. All these are components of being disciplined. So that's my advice to young people. Like, you cannot just get up today and want to be successful overnight. Put in the work. When you put in the work, results will come. And you be honest to yourself. No matter what you're doing, believe in yourself and be honest to yourself, because that's the best that you can offer yourself. That's my advice to young people, and then I hope people can also be involved in community work, because that's one way we can change our country.
Yeah, I totally agree. So this is what I'm going to take with me from Aliu today. There are no shortcuts. It's a process. You know, sometimes as young people, then could able fat, you know, but it's a process that we need to follow to be able to get there. So thank you so much, Aliu, for accepting our invitation here. It has been an amazing journey. All of you saw me eating melons and misbehaving and doing all sort of stuff. But just to tell you that we will keep following you, because on Youth Dialogue, that is what we do. When you come here, you tell us your stuff. We don't let you go. We make sure we follow your progress, take a look at what you do, and don't hesitate to contact us if you have any project or anything new that you're doing, because this is the safe space for young people in the Gambia. So we do it and we leave it. So let's just have a short break. When we come back, we will get to wrap it up. Stay tuned. Viewers, that is all we have for you in this episode of the Youth Dialogue. It has been an exciting time with Aliu. So we went to the farm, we went to the library, we spoke to different people that know him. He was our Youth of the Month, and I feel like we've made the right decision because he's a champion. He's doing a lot. And there are a lot of people that Aliu has mentored that are doing extremely well in society as well, which I think is very important. Mentorship is very, very important. So viewers, don't forget to connect with us on our different social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook, on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with what QTV has to offer. My personal social media handles are also in front of you. Take it, contact me, give me your recommendations and your comments. I will surely pen them down, if not even implement them. Till I come your way next week with other young people doing extremely well. Stay tuned, and it was a good stay right here in Kafuta. Amazing stay. I have to do this again. Before I go, thank you to my production team. Butch, thank you to Yusufa. Thank you so much to our driver, Asan. Thank you so much to our boy down there, making sure that your dialogue is well edited and put in front of your screens. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to the entire team. I totally appreciate all of you. Outdoor programs are always hard, and I've realized that viewers out there love outdoor programs, and we will try by all means to be bringing outdoor programs to you more and more. So like I said, till I come your way next week with other young people doing extremely well across the country, do stay tuned.